Here we are, ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary folk, plus Tone and Marto. Welcome to episode 6 AC. Tone?
Yes, good evening, Taz, the Tazelator, the money maker, and good evening, Marto. He's got his
Evening,
pockets
Tone.
full.
Doing it a bit tough.
You've been well, Tone? Everything been good?
No, it's the rainy season. It's been a terrible day today, in and out of the rain all day.
Right. You had a problem with the banks too, didn't you?
Yes, I went to the bank. I don't think you have these in Australia, in a real country.
Oh,
These are called
yeah.
bank books, which they still use, Yes, I thought I've got to get a new bank book. So I raced to the bank, but I didn't get there by 3 p.m. because that's when the
3
bank
o'clock.
closes at 3. Of course, you can use the ATM, but I didn't get a new bank book. But some of the ATMs, I think you can get a new bank book out of them, but I was in the wrong branch today, so I couldn't get one.
Now, who do you
From an
bank
ATM.
with? The Bank of Japan or Bank of Tokyo or the Bank of Samurai?
No, that's the Fukuoka Bank. Just
Oh,
the
the
Fukuoka Bank. That one.
That sounds awesome. That's a good name of a horse. I might name it Fukuoka. Marto, how are you, mate? How's things?
Hello. Not too bad. We almost got a full month of sunshine in Cairns and a couple of days left in June, and it decides to give us a bit of rain, a bit of precipitation from the heavens above today. So we almost got through a full month of sunshine after having so many days of rain. It's been ridiculous.
And the weather's
not too bad.
The weather is fine, at least. I mean, as in warm.
No, well, it's warm compared to yours, but we got 2 nights down. We got to 12 degrees. That was a bit cold. Of a shock. But most nights are around 17, so it's not too bad. It's quite pleasant. And daytime's up around the 24 to 26. It's beautiful.
Did you have to wear pajamas or anything like that? Did you have to wear your long johns?
Oh, I don't sleep with jammies, mate.
No, did you wear long johns, or do you still wear that nightie that's behind the bag anymore? It's been missing.
No, I go and sleep naked, mate. Clean and free. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's not an image we wanted to think about, right?
No,
you asked. You asked. I
read my lemon squash sour. Oh dear.
And what about
talking to you? It's the army want to know about me.
What about
everybody out there? Our adoring fans.
What about the punt? How did we go, boys? How did you tell us about your bets? So, Tone, we'll go to you. Tell us about your successes. Don't tip up on it. So make sure that you get it right. We don't want you to tip wrong. How did you go?
Oh, what was that song? Down Amongst the Dead Men? Whatever. Yeah, shocking. the jockeys destroyed every horse I selected on Saturday. And I think most of them ran fourth.
Not all.
Everything I ran fourth. Clipperton's gone back in the book. Who's that other moron? Colette should never, ever be allowed even on his grandkid's rocking horse. He is a criminal.
They weren't all that bad. You did get one.
They weren't awful.
Tipper got up.
That's all right. That was
in honest
Kickstarter, wasn't it? But
that was in the honest state of Australia, South Australia, where criminals don't live.
Yeah, Colin Creed was from there, and he's a good bloke, wasn't he? Yeah, he's all right.
Marto, how about yourself? Give us a quick summary of how you.
Well, when I checked my bank account on Sunday morning, my bookies account rather, it was a little depleted. So it wasn't a great Saturday for me. I talked myself up last week, and it came back and bit me in the backside the following weekend.
It's interesting to say that because
stay humble.
Exactly. I remember because I put up because the Phantom's been pestering me, right? Because he's been going well. I think, don't worry about yesterday, but so I talked him up a little bit, but I don't like it because I find that every time we talk ourselves up, we come crashing down. So whilst I was a superstar and got an $8 winner, not talking.
Here he goes.
Not talking myself up.
That's the teacup feathers.
I want to move on really quickly from it. So you
got to celebrate your wins. But yes, we do send ourselves up to crash, don't we? But that was a great win for Taz. $8. That was awesome.
Yeah, Aztec Stadium.
Yes,
it found the right race.
Yeah.
That was the key. So with the Builder Bank, Marto was silly enough to throw in another tip when he.
Well, I thought the idea was if we're scratched, we find something else, and then I find out later. No, I thought, oh, it's already up there. Let it go, and I ran like a busted donkey.
Well, I did as it worked out. So the Palmy and myself, we did quite well actually because we stayed out of trouble because we didn't put anything in. Having said that,
Never played.
I think the race was rerun yesterday, and my tip, if it was to contribute, did run a place. But anyway, not to worry because we go again. So Marto has got a bank balance of 50. Tone, I think you've got a bank balance of 80.
Yeah.
80,
Watch them run like a busted ass.
And
Lady in Pink, and yeah.
And myself and Rachel have got 100, but we won't go too much with those. How about we start with our early morning mail?
Kickstarters.
So, Marto, I think you might be pretty early because I think New South Wales racing starts really early.
We've got 11 races,
but I'm in Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne. I'm the first in Melbourne, which actually goes at 11:20, so it's still early, yes.
It is still early.
Before lunchtime.
What do you got and where are we going? What are we doing? What is it?
I'm going to Caulfield, race 1. It's Blue Renegade. Won like an absolute trooper last start against a couple of these it's running against again. It has run well at Caulfield. We're getting Frosty Lane on. We get I think a great gate from barrier 10 because there's really only one other leader in here and he's going to tow Blue Renegade into it. And that is the horse that he beat by about 4 lengths last start. So Blue Renegade, Frosty Lane on, barrier 10, don't worry about that. He'll be up on speed or leading and looks very, very good. It looks a class above this field. Husk is the only danger if they are running on from the back, but I just can't see him getting enough to run him down. So Blue Renegade, Caulfield race 1, number 1.
Roughly, what price did you say? $3 something? Is that right?
$3.20, and I'd be happy to take a lot shorter than that. $3.20 is a good price, I reckon.
Money to burn. Tone, where are you going?
Beautiful. Race 2 up at the farm, Eagle Farm.
Oh, wow, getting around the countryside. What have you got there?
Going up there, yeah.
What have you found?
J-Mac, an honest jockey on board, depth of character. It's around about 2:30. You better jump on now to be odds on by the time they jump, and hopefully it wins and doesn't get beat. But a great start to its career. It's had 2 runs, I think, a first and a third. Ran third last start, beaten by 0.2 of a length.
Yep.
It won over 12.50, then it ran third over 1,300. It's gone up to 1,400, so I don't think that's any real drama there. It's drawn in 5.
Yep.
So I'm expecting it to win.
Nice
Big
one.
positive with J-Mac jumping in the saddle too, mate. You get another length out of him.
That's right, mate. I think J-Mac, makes me
first ride on that
happy.
horse.
Well, Tone, if it's a big if he slaughters it, will he go in the book?
He will.
So put J-Mac in the book, would you?
He's got to go in the book. He's got to go in the book.
Ooh.
They all go to the sin bin.
You're a hard taskmaster.
It's one I'll be really keeping my eye on. I'm heading across to the City of Churches, so if Tone can find a Kickstarter there, I can too. And mine's in the second race. I think it's number 8. Put another coin in. Now, some people ask, where do you put the other coin in? I don't want to answer that question, but I can tell you this: it was green last start. It was first up. It was green. It ran home. It finished 4th. There was some money for it. I just got a gut feeling about this horse. I think it's still learning, and I think the extra 100 is going to probably suit. So if they are able to make ground from rear or midfield, because there can be biases over in South Australia, I think put another coin in presents with good value. So that's mine. It's currently about $4 or $5. Take that if it's there. And if we can all finally link up, we might get about 30 to 1 again. We've done it before.
Oh, nice.
We can do it again.
I'll tell you where not to put the coin.
Where?
I'll tell you where not to put it, Taz.
Where?
Don't put it in that jukebox in Siberia because that's gone in the bin as well. That horse, that's done. So.
Very, 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 very well said. Well, That
Nice.
box in Siberia that you're talking about was a little bit like my quaddie that I didn't get.
We all missed.
And we all have all missed. So I know that we haven't worked through what we were going to do with the quaddie this weekend, but we will get one up on the page. Now, whether that means that Tone, Taz, Marto, and I don't know, Humpty Dumpty put one together, or whether we get the Phantom in, which I don't really want to do. I don't want to give too much, or whether we try to find our friend, one of our favourites who's gone a bit quiet of recent, Brian, to put a quaddie on, because Brian thinks he knows everything, but he's gone
He's been a bit absent. He has, well, quiet. Yeah, I don't know if he's absent, but he has been quiet. Yes.
So maybe we can rattle his page a bit, but we will put one up. All right.
Maybe he just doesn't rate us. He only rated the great man Pezza, and once Pezza's gone, he's out. Well, maybe he doesn't rate us.
Oh,
Where are you, Brian?
Maybe
we used to look forward to your comments, mate. We used to love them to a degree.
I'm sure he watches the show, and he
absolutely he's a fan. He's a fan.
Says anything. So yeah, we will put a quaddie on. We'll work that out. So follow the slides and have a look, and we'll take it from there. Talking about a little bit of a different sport, one with a ball, not necessarily the round one, but one more shaped like a watermelon with ends. And I'm not talking about the one that you love, the State of Origin, but we'll go to that in a minute, Marto. How good are the Blues? Let's talk about
they find it again, aren't they? They find it again.
Blues.
How many times have they just scraped in this year, and then you turn up last weekend and decide to put the foot down and find second gear finally, and showed everyone what you can actually do? That was amazing, mate.
My daughter's still 100%.
Yes. Attended 100% of wins. That's awesome. That's a great record to have.
So we'll preview a few little games. So there's the battle of whose season ends, and that's Queensland versus Melbourne. So that's another State of Origin, which is the Lions against the Bees. What do you reckon, boys? Couple of games. Are they done? Are they cooked?
I don't know if they're cooked, but they do need to find something, don't they? Brisbane seem to be on a little bit of a rebound, but how much? We don't know. You've got the MCG hoodoo to overcome. It's an interesting game, I think, is a good word for it.
Tom, what do you think?
But you're right. The loser's out.
It's a tough one to call. I've got no confidence in either team, but I'd probably go with the Lions, but not with a great degree of confidence. But I'm not a Melbourne fan either, though. I think they're both sort of really shaky,
And what about?
So I'd go the Lions. Just
do you think
the Lions get the tip
can crush the Swans?
Ooh, I wouldn't say crush. The Dockers do have a very dangerous midfield when they're firing, and the more games you win, the closer you are to your next loss. I thought they would come against Geelong, and I was wrong. We put them away and picked them up by 6 goals. But it's another danger game, isn't it? That sort of Fremantle midfield can fire. And their problem is they get the yips in front of goals, though. They can be a bit inaccurate, like Port Adelaide. And that might cost them the game if they got on top of us.
So I reckon there's a good line in that. Tone?
I'd have to go with the great man Pezza. I would use his system here, the more on effect. The more you put on Sydney, the more you'll get back. Dockers, nah.
Right.
Can't win.
I reckon there's a chance.
The only probably Achilles heel is if, Sydney been starting slow a lot of the time, right? If they start slow and the Dockers kick away, it could be a different game. But I just think they'll win easy, Sydney.
Interesting. Now, what about your team? Those
the bye. Yes, there is a bye this week. Carlton playing the bye. Another moron game. The more you put on Carlton, the more you'll get back. We got nothing. We got no.
You
players.
keep bagging them, mate. You're still the only team that has beaten Sydney, who are 3 games on top of everybody else. You're still the only team that's done it all year. And you keep bagging them.
Players back was that, Marto? Like we've gone for about how many teams of players have we gone through?
You've lost our list of 2 teams since then, yes. Unfortunately,
weird,
injuries. kept you down.
I reckon if
It
you
is
can get on
weird.
I reckon if you can get on the line there, maybe at plus 72, it's a good bet.
Is that what the line is?
I don't know.
Jesus.
No, I have no idea. But I would hate to.
It'll be big.
Richmond are always up for it though, so they did push Carlton earlier in the year. So whilst I think the Blue Boys,
Yeah.
the Baggers will get over the top, I don't think it'll be that easy. I would hope that it is because I love
I
it.
think it is.
I love it.
I think it is, mate. I think your boys will have plenty of confidence after last week, that big win, and they're just going to be tails up and ready to go again. And a team like Richmond,
I think so.
might push
We've
you for
got
one
nothing.
quarter and then it's all over.
I hope you're right. I'm with you, but I've got one for you. I have got one for you that I think presents as value.
What we got?
The Eagles are playing the Hawkers, and the Hawkers are going really well, and the Eagles aren't going as bad as what they were. Now, I don't know what the betting is, but I'm going to consider having a football wager this weekend and include the Eagles to either go really close or knock off the Hawks over there.
I think they win. Eagles have got so many players back this week. They're full strength midfield. They get Harley Reid back. They got Yo firing again, and they are at pretty much full strength. And Hawks have got the big trip over there. So I'd be on the Eagles too, mate. I think it's a good bet.
Well, I don't have a market, but yeah, I do like it, and I always think that Eagles can outdo Hawks. I mean, if two birds were fighting, who would you put on? Would you put it on the Eagle, or would you go for the
Put it
Hawks?
on the big Eagle.
That's what I reckon too. So
Yeah.
Footy segment. Talk about the state of origin, Marto. What about that one? We'll get the round ball code Australia-wide done early.
Yeah, I'll just quickly touch on the state of origin. Another poor display of refereeing. He lost control of the match, and then he didn't know what to do. He sends a guy off for rubbing another fella's head because he wanted to regain control. And then he said, because I've sent him off, I need to send one off from the other side, who also gets sent off for doing absolutely nothing. I mean, it was ridiculous. Great win for New South Wales supporters. I mean, the highest first half ever in a state of origin match, which was put on by New South Wales. It was great to see, and it evens up the contest. But that Ashley Klein referee, he's an absolute disgrace, an absolute joke.
Can I just rephrase what you just said there, Marto?
Yes.
And trying to keep it PC. A bloke was rubbing a bloke's head and going off.
The blokes carried the ball. Yeah. Let me explain the situation. The blokes carried the ball from Queensland. He's got this massive hit from a New South Wales tackle. The ball's come loose. One of the New South Wales team have gone in and given him a rub on the head, as you do. It's a bit of banter between players.
Yes, cool.
And then the players have rushed in, thinking, oh, yeah, this all on here. But they were all laughing at each other. Ashley Klein, the referees, come in, and this is just after a little melee beforehand, and says, okay, you're off. You've instigated that because you rubbed him on the head. He says, what? He says, and now I've got to send one from Queensland. He was the first one to run in, so I've got to send him off. Tony's lost. There he is. He's back.
Tony,
it was a joke.
Was someone rubbing your head then, Tony? Because you just went missing. He's connecting to audio.
He's still connecting. He's got bad Wi-Fi, I think.
Yeah, I think he might have. But you know what the beauty is here? We haven't seen Tone go
there
off.
He is.
Hang on.
He's back.
Yes. Yeah, just disconnected.
I thought what we were going to get there was a little bit of the old angry tone. You wouldn't have known where it was working and stuff, and you would have started swearing and scratching and pulling your hair out from the sides, of course.
I've got no hair to pull out, and I'm too tired.
From the sides, like that.
So in summary, the state of origin's all tied up, and they're going to the decider in Game 3 up in Brisbane. Taz, what's happening with the round ball? There's a couple of live chances in this now.
Look, Turkey are through, Georgia are through, Germany are through, Italy are through. There's some big guns and some really, loaded guns and some, I don't know, some teams that probably really surprise.
England fell in.
Yeah, look, they have, but I don't mind that. I don't know.
England.
I'm not an England fan, but they did fall in, and I think that falling in may help them just continue to get better. Look, they've got a really talented ball. There's a question mark.
They do, but he's only kicked one goal.
Yeah,
Kane, the superstar.
Yeah, I know, but they're there. That's the thing, and you got to be. But
for sure. And
that'll heat up a little bit.
Croatia, I actually, sorry, from outside, I thought Croatia might have been a chance to go through, but they've been knocked out, which is a bit of a surprise.
Oh, they were heartbroken. They were heartbroken.
Yeah. I like the chances of Spain and Portugal over Germany.
Well, Portugal copped a shocking defeat though over the weekend or last night.
You need to cop up, don't you? They were already through though, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
So they didn't really need to win. So it's a nothing game.
No, it didn't.
Mm.
Now, back to the four-legged big beasts that we like.
Giddy up.
Quadrupeds.
What are we doing? Where are we going? So who wants to go? Who wants to tell us?
What are we doing? Bank builders or our best bets?
No, give us your best, Marto. Start with yours. Give us
All right, let's go. Let's go. We're going to Sydney. I had the bank builder bill still loaded up, so we're going to have to load up this one at Rose Hill. Just bear with me. No rain for a few days, so we're going to start drying out in Sydney. We might see in the soft range. How about that? After wet tracks, Beautiful. We're going to get a little bit soft. This one, I'm in town. I'm going to stick with the Franz Joseph form here. It worked 2 weeks ago for Captain Furai, who ran second to Franz Joseph and then came out and won 2 weeks ago for us. There is I'm in town is the one that pushed Franz Joseph again 2 weeks ago. In that same race, Franz Joseph got over the top. I'm in town was maybe a half a run short and lost it in the last 50 meters or so. There is no Franz Joseph in this race. Is nicely weighted in 57 kilos, well drawn. Regan Bayliss is back on. He's won on him before. Getting into that soft range again really benefits him, I think. And I think he's looks very hard to beat. $4.60 in a big field is a fair price, but I'd take it.
I had a look at the race.
Sounds good.
I don't know if you did, Tone, but I saw that your Akasawa is in it. I don't think it gets over. I'm in town, so I do like I'm in town. Did you have a look, Marto, down the bottom, number 15? How did you rate it? That's the danger I thought was that
it's a test data silence. Look, it is in my numbers. It just doesn't quite rate as strong. I mean, it has performed at Rose Hill before.
Yep.
But I think it probably prefers a really heavy track, and it's going to be drying out. So maybe that might find him out, but it's definitely a threat for sure.
Nice one. I looked at the race, and when I saw Tones and I saw for me, I liked yours. One, I liked it because of its form. Two, I liked it because of its name.
Thank you.
A little bit of a combination. So yeah, absolutely. I think it's about 450, 460.
Big chance.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, yeah,
Tone, they tell me you are going somewhere where a lot of people choose not to go on a Saturday, but they love going there on a Saturday night.
Oh, the Gold Coast.
Oh, on the poly track.
Yes, the poly track. Got the lights up there and all now. Can't wait to get down there and lose my money.
Why did all of Australia went to the Gold Coast?
Yep, because I'm backing up.
Oh, wow.
They pulled it up last start. Actually, it hasn't been that good this time in, but I can't let it go because I think Saturday's the day. Airstrike, 10 skins. What's name's on again? I've forgotten the jockey. Spinks, isn't it? Spinks? I think Spinks is on.
Didn't he used to box? Wasn't he a great boxer around Muhammad Ali time?
He was, wasn't he?
Once upon a time. Jeez, back in the 70s. Yes.
Back in the day. Yeah, so Spinks is on. Pretty well weighted around about 55.5 kilos. Drawn well in too. And I'm just going to stick with it. I've got to stick with it. If it doesn't do any good this time, it's like Pisces. It's out, gone, done. Like Clipperton, done and gone. Zach Lloyd, done and gone. Collette, gone. So, I've got to have a system. There we go.
Zach Lloyd.
There is nothing wrong with your system. I'm following Marto.
Went up to Brisbane and won a Group 1. Yeah, where are we going, Taz?
I'm going to. Yep. You said you were race 8, correct?
No, race 9, mate.
Race 9, spewing. All right, I'm race 7, so I don't know if that works out to be a daily double, an extra double, or you can just take a double.
You can still have it as a double.
But as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking at race 7, number 2. It's only about $3.20. Waterford. I think it's come back really well this prep. It won first up, it placed second up, and it was pretty much stiff, I think, in the Scone Cup. I do know that it's going first up over, or first attempt over 2,000, but the way that it races, where it gets home, I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think 2,000 should be fine. I think it also gets a better barrier, so that way it might probably gets better positioned in the run. To me, it screams back me, and I just I think it's found the right race. This horse could have been 3 1s this prep, and the market says to me win. It has won on rain affected. Now that you have said though, Marto, that the track's going to dry up, I don't think
not dry up.
I don't think it's going to be a disadvantage for him because he's only won one on the heavy once, but he has done on the soft. So to me, 320. One thing I can tell you is not only would I put another coin on it or put another coin in, I've already gotten on. So
good on you. Good on you
already. That's it. Take the price.
Yeah. I do like this one, and I think the track improvement to a soft rating will benefit him only. They gave excuses that he had 59 kilos too much last start at Randwick, but I think it was the heavy track that pulled him up as well. He's dropping 2 kilos on that, and like you said, gets back into the soft range likely. Very, very strong chance in this. I like it too, Taz.
Yeah, well, when this fellow, I mean, originally I think this was a horse that came from overseas. I think, if I'm right, if I go back far enough.
It's a while back, yeah. I did tip him first up where he won. I just want to mention that at Rose Hill over 1,500.
Yeah, no, you did well.
But I think he is a foreign import, yeah.
So I don't think that's why the wet track's
Chris Waller, horse on the rise, rising in trip. You got to love it every day, and he's got one of Tone's favourite jockeys on. Nash Rawweller's taking the ride again.
Oh, he should be in jail. God, he's another criminal.
Had 1 ride for 1 win. Nash Rawweller.
That's exactly right.
This horse.
Horrendous.
And the last bloke I tipped that had 1 ride for 1 win was Mickey D, and that was last weekend. So I'm going for 2 in a row.
Yep.
2 in a row.
Another one that goes in my book, Mickey D. He's another criminal.
What are you talking about? The criminal won for me last week. Don't be
like I know he won for you, but whenever I back him, he just pulls them up,
Right.
He's terrible.
He probably watches the show, Tone. A lot of these boys probably watch the show.
I won 3 today. Tone's on my next ride, so I'll just give up a ghost.
Yeah, that's what he does, Marto. I'm sure he reads it.
Now, no one built a bank last week, did they?
No.
And Rachel, the chieftain didn't even bother to send me a tip in yet. So I can't even tell what the Palmy is represented with. So I'm a little bit disappointed there, young Rachel. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what's too busy. I don't know if you're watching those.
I'm sure she'll get herself sorted before then.
She definitely will, but I don't know if she's watching, I don't know, some Kiwi sitcom show on Netflix or something, and she just has thrown me to the curb. Marto, you got 50 to go. You started with 100. Yep. We were planning on going through the grand final day. The way you're going to be out next week, what have you got?
I could be. This week I'm going to go to Eagle Farm. I'm actually going to go in the Tattersalls Cup. Now, I've had a lot of success with Cup races, but a lot of these horses have been racing against each other forever. I'm going to pick one that could be a little bit of an X factor. Tattersalls Cup, I'll just say it's Eagle Farm Race 6, and we're on number 11. It's called Almaric. Now, this one won arrogantly by about 4 lengths last start at the Sunshine Coast and was qualified for the provincial final. They have not taken that road. They've chose to come here in the Tattersalls Cup because he is running so well. Vlad Jurek stays on, got a great record with him. One ride for 1 win. There's that formula again.
Yep.
Loves this trip. Got great winning form around him. And at $10 and $2.90, I'm going to have 15 to win and 35 to play. So I'm spending my last 50 where it's time to rebuild that bank.
I know this horse because when it opened its racing preparation, it was down here in Melbourne.
Yes.
And I think first up when it hit the racetrack, it was heavily backed. And if I'm right, it was either second or fourth. It didn't do too much first up. But
yeah, well, that's the Mornington ride. Yep.
Yeah, I think second or third prep use, and they've taken it up to Queensland.
Yes.
and it seems to really enjoy the Sunshine State. Good luck. How much?
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool. They're gonna
I can't speak for the horse, but I can speak for the jockey, and he's one of the honest ones. So I think you got the jockey right there, Marto.
Who's
Thank
the
you, Tone.
who's the jockey?
Vlad Jurek.
Oh,
Vlad Jurek. He doesn't normally ride in Brisbane too many, but he's followed this horse. Chris Brown has taken him with him from the Sunshine Coast back to Eagle Farm for this race.
Nice one. Tone, where are you going? Darwin?
Bank
Somewhere?
builder. No. King Island.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no, not
racing there
King
too. They have crab racing down there.
They race mutton birds. Now I've gone to Rose Hill. Race 5, number 2. Ha ha ha. There we go.
Oh, as they say in Thailand, 555. Ha ha ha. It's 5.
It's about looking at 460. What's the name? I think Amy Lucas is on board, claiming 2 kilos. It's only had only starters had there was at Rose Hill when it ran second.
Okay.
Jockey's claiming. Yeah, the only danger. Oh, I forgot the name of the horse. Is the top weight. The
I'm
top
going to
weight
ask
is
you,
danger.
Sorry, I'm going to ask you a question because I know you've got this. You've got an awesome voice for radio. So I want you to tell me how the caller is going to call this horse as it goes over the line first. What do you reckon he'll say?
That's it. That's it.
How do you call this horse? Ha
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 ha ha, and ha ha ha. It's kicked in the straight. All depends whether the race caller is on it.
Yes,
he's got his money on, and that enthusiasm will come through. But if it's not doing any good, he'll be like a Yank race caller. Who they're about as golly.
They're honest. They're honest. They're all good.
They're
all good.
Look, I do actually like this one as well, Tone. It's come up strong in my numbers.
Yep.
The fact that the track is drying is definitely going to help, and he's going to need that claimer on with the big 61.5 kilos, but Amy claiming 2 brings him back in right into contention. I like it, mate.
Well done, Tone.
Cool.
Well done, Marto. You heard it here.
10 each way.
Marto, Tone, you heard it here. He liked it. It's in your numbers. There
we go. Yeah,
I reckon you've moved up to 7th. Now, I'll give you my one as well because we are coming to the end of the show and we do like to end properly.
Where are we going, Taz?
We are going to Sydney,
again,
Rose Hill, race 4, number 3, Amberlight. Now, this horse is an ex-Kiwi who I just think wins, but I'm a little bit concerned because I really wanted to see a heavy track. That said, I don't think the soft's going to be a problem. Did win first up here at Flemington. For Matt Laurie to take a horse to New South Wales, he's not going there for the joyride. Yes, the sun's out, but he's not going to get a suntan either. I reckon he's going with a hit and run. And in a tricky race, I really think that Amberlight finds a winnable race in New South Wales. Up in class, down in weight. Sorry.
Drop a trip.
Down in class, up in weight, drops in trip, goes for a trip, wins the race, comes back to Melbourne and celebrate.
Hey,
so that's mine.
He's got our man Regan Bayliss on as well.
It has indeed, and that's why I liked him. I think that's where Regan Bayliss gets his double. So well done to you, Marto. I'm going $10 to win 15 a place, and it's at about $5 and $2 thereabouts. Maybe a bit different, but we'll work out because it works out on SP. So we'll get Rachel.
A little bit, but it was a very good win. I do remember this horse because it raced at Caulfield last start, and that was a dry track. Yeah, and it wasn't far off winning that one. So I think it's pretty versatile track-wise, conditions-wise.
Big chance.
I think so too. Now we've only got about a minute and a half, so I'm going to say really quickly: go Blue Baggers. We win and we keep marching on to finals. Also, I win and I load up my account. Marto, what do you got to say? You got 30 seconds, and then Tony, you got another 30. You say, Marto?
Okay, Marto.
You got nothing. Why did the chicken go to the gym? He wanted to work on his pecs.
I'm just saying, treble up my 3. The Kickstarter with the bank builder and the
Oh, you
TT
like it?
and it's money in the bank.
Beautiful.
Balls deep at 11. That's it.
Follow
Love
your
it.
own advice there, son.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure.
Good luck
Never
to
a
everyone.
chore. Stay well, stay healthy.
Gents,
And if you don't win, don't lose too much.
That's it.
good
Be good to
advice.
each other.
Yep.
Thank you. And we
Thanks,
are
boys.
just
Good
about
night.
to drop. Right. Ready. Let's see how it
Better
goes
go.
right now.
Like this.